Why do some folks call some snakes boids? You'll find out as one of these three contestants wins the chance to drive home in this brand new Pontiac Fiero GT in just a split second. And now, here's the star of our show, Monty Hall.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Welcome to our show. Welcome, audience. Welcome, players. Fascinating about that opening question. Scientists call some snakes boids, because boids is really a name for the family of big snakes like anacondas and pythons and boas. You'd think that it was Brooklynese for birds when they say boids, but it's a real word, and I didn't know that until today. And I bet you didn't know that until today. I do know this much, though. We have a returning champion. Eric Ryder is coming back for his third day. He's won 2 championships. Each day he's won. He's turned down a fur jacket and $1,000 in cash. He says, no, I want to come back and win that car. And, of course, he wins today, gets another chance at it. To win 5 days, you automatically get the car. That's the way it works. How's everything going?
Very well. Having a lot of fun. Hopefully winning some tuition money.
And medieval history is what your forte is, isn't it?
Yes.
And what do you do when you graduate? Look for a teaching job?
Yeah, I'd like to be a university professor.
Wouldn't that be interesting? You play these wild musical instruments, a guitar, and imagine teaching a course in medieval history with an electric guitar at the same time. Your students will go crazy for you. You'll have everybody coming to your classes.
Hope so.
Good luck to you. We'll meet the other 2 players a little later. Why don't we meet them now through Sandy?
Well, Monty, our first challenger is a lady who likes to look at the world from a horizontal position, be it prone or supine, Valerie Fletcher. And next to her, a lady who has to plan 200 meals a day, every day, Sharon Biswati.
And we'll find out something more about Valerie and Sharon a little later on in the show, as we have all 3 contestants. And for you folks at home, how we play the game. It's a very simple thing. Each question comes with 3 answers, but I want only 1 answer from each of our contestants. That's all. We show them 3. They have to come up with 1 apiece. And when all 3 of you answer a question correctly, it's worth $10 to you. If you come up with 2, only 2 come up with the answer, 25. If only 1 person comes up with an answer, it's a whole $50 for them in the first round. Are you ready to go? If you buzz in, you answer first. If you buzz in first, but remember, you can't buzz in until you see the whole question, or else you'll be locked out. Here we go with our first question. It's a cutie. Ta-ta is a 2-syllable word that means goodbye. Now, here are descriptions of things which also use just 2 identical syllables, like ta-ta, and the beginning of the letter T. What are they? Look at the screen. A ballet skirt with 2 syllables, African fly and small-headed drum. Eric?
African fly is at tsitsi.
That's right, tsitsi. And Sharon?
A ballet skirt is a tutu.
A tutu. And Valerie, the small-headed drum is a?
Well, I know it's not bongo, but I can't think of anything else.
Starts with a T. Tom-tom. Tom-tom. That's why we gave you the clue that started with the T. Eric and Sharon get $10 apiece. And when you didn't answer the question, I should have said tut-tut. Right. I just thought of that, and now I'll forget it. If you haven't read the history, maybe you saw a movie about these historical events. Pick one and tell me in what country it took place. Look at the screen. The one that took place in 1492 and 1066 and 1916. Let's see you people at home how well you are, too. Valerie?
Rasputin was...
Give me the date first.
1916.
Yes, Rasputin murdered. Country?
Russia.
Good. And the second is Eric.
1066, William I was crowned in England.
Yes. And Sharon?
1492, Spain.
That's correct. All 3 of you are right. All 3 of you scored $10. You learn great things on this show, like Elizabeth Taylor had 7 husbands. Tell me yes or no if she was married to these men. Look at the screen. Eddie Fisher, John Warner, and Michael Landon. Valerie?
She was certainly married to Eddie Fisher.
That is right. Sharon?
She was married to John Warner.
Yes, the senator, right? And Eric?
She was certainly not married to Michael Landon.
No. We threw that in to see if we could confuse her. The answer really was Michael Wilding. She was married to Michael Wilding, and also Michael Todd. She was married to 2 other Michaels. A weather forecaster is called a meteorologist. Here are descriptions of 3 other vocations that end with the letters ist. Pick one and give me the ist word. Look at the screen. The foot doctor, the animal stuffer, and the handwriting expert. Valerie?
Foot doctor is a podiatrist.
Good. Sharon?
An animal stuffer is a taxologist. Taxiologist, or whatever.
No.
You know.
You played all around it, but you had the wrong taxi. Eric?
An animal stuffer is a taxidermist.
Taxidermist. And the handwriting expert was a graphologist. So Eric and Valerie score points. And the score right now is Eric 70, Valerie 45, Sharon 45. Several big-time singers have won an Oscar or an Oscar nomination for their first films. I'll give you the titles of 3 films. Pick one and name the singer who starred in it. Look at the screen. Funny Girl, The Rose, Lady Sings the Blues. Valerie.
Oh, Funny Girl was Barbara Streisand.
That's right. Sharon.
Lady Sings the Blues, Diana Ross.
Good. Eric.
And the Rose, Bette Midler.
All 3 score again. All 3 right. Lee Iacocca is probably the best-known businessman in the world, so I want you to answer these questions about him. Look at the screen. Fired by what auto company, rescued what auto company, and spell his last name. Which one do you like, Sharon?
Spell his last name, I-A-C-C-O-C-A.
No, you're not right. I'm sorry. Valerie?
He rescued Chrysler.
That's right. And Eric?
And he was fired by Ford.
Good. And the spelling, incidentally, for you, Sharon, and everybody else is I-A-C-O-C-C-A.
Oh.
So you should have picked one of the other questions instead
I
of
knew.
the spelling. Eric and Valerie score and get $25 apiece. Turn on your radio and you still hear the Beach Boys' California rock of the 60s. I'll give you the first word to 3 of their surfing hits and a hint to the second word of the title. Pick one and give me the full title. Look at the screen. Surfin', and surfer, but the clues are country, trip, and female. First is Eric.
Surfing USA.
Good. Sharon.
Surfer Girl for surfer female.
That's right. Valerie, the trip was surfing
I'm dead blank.
safari. Surfing safari. Eric and Sharon this time split $25 apiece. Eric still has the lead. In the world of language, thou is an archaic form of you. Each of the following is also an archaic word for the ones we use today. Pick an old word, give me its one-word modern equivalent. Look at the screen. Oft times, beat times, and dost. Valerie.
Oft times, often.
Good. Eric.
Dust is due.
Right. Sharon? Betimes is?
Between?
No, soon. Betimes is soon. Eric and Valerie, $25 each. Many years ago, the city of Lutetia changed its name to Paris. Here are the old names of 3 other major world cities. Pick one and give me its name today. Look at the screen. New Amsterdam, Constantinople, and Edo. Eric.
New Amsterdam is New York.
Yes. Sharon.
Constantinople is Turkey?
No, the city. I'm sorry, dear. Valerie?
I believe Constantinople is Istanbul.
That's right, and Edo is Tokyo today. I knew you knew what it was, but you just couldn't get it. And Eric, Valerie, $25 apiece once again. That nursery rhyme gardener, Mary, Mary, quite contrary, grew a number of flowers in her garden. Tell me yes or no if these grew in her garden. Look at the screen. Silver bells, cockle shells, pretty maids. Valerie.
Silver bells grew in her garden.
Mm-hmm. And Eric?
Cockle shells grew in her garden.
Right. Sharon?
Pretty maids, yes.
All 3 right. All 3 get $10. End of round 1. End of round 1. Our champion Eric has 190, Valerie 140, Sharon with 90, but things can change in the next round because we double the stakes, and we'll be right back to double the stakes after this.
On the next all-new Let's Make a Deal.
Could I tempt you with something behind curtain number 1?
Share the surprises with TV's big dealer, Monty Hall. Will the referee make the right call and get the car? Or will he get buffaloed? Does this deal spell a trip to Europe for a tempting tart? Can this kissing couple connect for the big deal of the day worth over $9,000? On the next Let's Make a Deal!
Being close to your family has always been important. But for older relatives who don't use smartphones or social media, not being able to engage leaves them disconnected. Until now.
Here you go, ma'am.
Introducing GrandPad, powered by Consumer Cellular.
Hi, Mom. You got it. I did. It's as easy as you said it would be. I love it.
GrandPad arrives already customized for the user, and it's incredibly easy to operate and charge wirelessly. And because GrandPad connects to a reliable nationwide network through Consumer Cellular, no Wi-Fi connection is needed. GrandPad comes with dedicated customer support at the touch of a button.
Hi, Mary. How can I help?
Plus, it's a secured network. Only approved users can connect with your loved one via the free companion app. So now your family can call, email, video chat, and share pictures anytime, anywhere. Plus, there's unlimited music streaming, news, weather, games, and more. The GrandPad device comes with a wireless charging dock, magnetic smart case, and stylus. And for a monthly service fee, you get unlimited data. So users can call, video chat, email, share photos, and stream music without any additional charges. Order today and get our 30-day 100% risk-free guarantee. Call or go online now. GrandPad is powered by Consumer Cellular. They've received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service. Plus, Consumer Cellular is an approved AARP provider, so members get exclusive discounts.
So, Mom, we have some big news.
You're going to be a great grandma!
Bring your loved ones closer with GrandPad. Order today. Thanks to our 30-day risk-free guarantee, if you're not 100% satisfied, simply return it free of charge and get a complete refund. Order your GrandPad today. Call 1-800-710-4133 or go online at getgrandpad.com.
We're going to talk to Valerie and Sharon. We've had a lot of conversation with Eric and Valerie. I was intrigued by the opening when they said you like to view the world from a prone position. That means just lie down, let the world go by.
Well, actually, it means it's because I'm the laziest person in the Western Hemisphere.
There was somebody who said never sit when you can lie and never walk when you can sit, never run when you can walk. I forget what it was.
My credo, my motto.
That just take it easy, right?
That's right.
You know, it's a very good creed too, and you let the world go at its merry pace, and you just casually stroll on,
I just
right?
watch the joggers from the window.
That's right. And when you've watched enough of them, you take a shower, right? Sharon, what about you? You feed 200 people a day?
Yes, I work at a minimal care facility for a large geriatric institution in Toronto, and we're responsible for 200 meals, one meal per day, for the residents who live in the building.
I see. What kind of food do you specialize with the older people? What is it?
Kosher.
Kosher food. Oh, it's a kosher establishment,
Yes.
is it? Uh-huh. Sharon, thank you so much. Maybe you'll tell us
Nutritional?
something. No, it has to be nutritional, right. I want you to meet our caterer right after the show. Sharon and Valerie and Eric, we go into our next round. This time we double the stakes. If one person answers all by himself, that person gets $100. If two of you answer a question, it's $50, and if all three of you answer a question, it's $20 apiece. If you were in Paris, France, and were listening to an orchestra, here are three musical instruments you might hear. Pick one and give me its name in English. Look at the screen. A tambour, an hautbois, and a petit flute. Eric.
An hautbois, is that a violin?
An hautbois is not a violin. Sharon?
A tambour is a tambourine?
No, tambour is not a tambourine. Tambourine comes from tambour, but it's a specific kind of instrument I'm looking for. I'm sorry. How about you, Valerie?
I'm going to guess a hautbois would be a flute.
No, it's close also, but an hautbois, if you take a look at it a little more carefully, it's hautbois, oboe is what it is, and that's where it comes from. A tambour is a drum. That's not tambourine, and a petite flute is a piccolo. So we can't give any points to anybody there. I'll take them all to myself. All right? These days, the names of fashion designers are as big as the names of movie stars. So I'm going to give you the names of three famous fashion designers. Pick one and tell me the designer's country of origin. Look at the screen. We have Cardin, Capezio, and Cardinale. Eric.
Capezio, Italy?
Correct. Valerie.
Cardin, France.
Right. And Sharon?
Cardinale, Italy?
No. Surprisingly enough,
USA.
Cardinale is American.
USA.
Isn't that interesting? And the person who designed it is Marilyn Lewis, and she called it Cardinale. Good old American name. So Eric and Valerie score points, and we go on to the next question. If you saw a list of the 7 dwarfs that included Snoopy, Sneezy, and Doc, you'd know that Snoopy didn't belong in that group. Here are 3 more similar lists. Pick one and name the character that doesn't belong in the group. Take a look. You see the 3 groups there of Little Women and the Disney groups and the Batman groups. Which one does not belong? Sharon.
Batman, Lothar?
Lothar does not belong. He belongs with Superman. Eric.
Bugs Bunny doesn't belong with Disney.
No, he does not, but he does pretty well by himself. And Valerie?
Louisa does not belong with Little Women.
Good, good. All 3 of you are right. All 3 of you score $20 apiece. Psychoanalysis plays an important role in today's society. I'm going to give you the last name of 3 pioneers in the field of psychoanalysis. Pick one and give me his first name. Look at the screen. And the 3 famous ones, of course, are Jung, Adler, and Freud. Valerie.
Carl Jung.
Correct. Eric.
Sigmund Freud.
Correct. And Adler is?
Simon Adler.
Nice guess, but he'd like to be called Alfred. And so Eric and Valerie score points in that round, and we go on to the next one. The fine composer and lyricist Stephen Sondheim has had hit after hit on Broadway. I'll give you part of the titles of 3 Sondheim hit musicals. Complete the title. Look at the screen. They are Sunday in the Park, Sweeney, and A Little Something. Eric.
Little Night Music.
That's correct. Sharon.
Sweeney Todd?
Right. And Sunday in the Park, complete it. Valerie.
At the zoo.
No, Sunday in the Park with George. Sunday in the Park. It won a lot of Tonys, too. And so Eric and Sharon. score points in that round, getting $50 each. Now look at the score. All end in 60s. 360 for Eric, 260 for Valerie, 160 for Sharon. Some of the best-known places in the world are so colorful they even have colors in their names, like the 3 places I'm going to show you. Pick one and tell me what country they're in. Look at the screen. Where is the Black Forest, the Blue Ridge Mountains, and Whitehorse? Eric.
Black Forest is in West Germany.
That's right. Valerie?
Blue Ridge Mountains in Virginia, in the United States.
Good. And Whitehorse is?
Canada.
Good. All three get $20. Let's go back in time and look at a list of early TV crime shows. Name the man who played the title role. Look at the screen. Barnaby Jones, Columbo, and Kojak. Great series, weren't they? Sharon.
Columbo, Peter Falk.
Right. Eric.
Kojak is Telly Savalas.
Right. And who was Barnaby Jones?
Buddy Ebsen.
Good for all three of you, getting $20 apiece. In this country, we usually drink cow's milk, but some folks prefer goat's milk. Do other people in the world drink the milk of these animals? Look at the screen. The llama, the reindeer, and the water buffalo. What do you say, Eric?
I say they do drink llama milk.
Good. And Valerie?
Yes for reindeer.
Yes. And water buffalo, Sharon?
No.
Surprisingly, yes.
Yes.
And it's very nutritious. So you can tell that to your folks back at the geriatric home. Eric has $450, Valerie $350, Sharon $200. What's in a name? Animals are in a name. That's what? Here are 3 movie and TV stars whose last name might be spelled differently, but have the same name as an animal. Who are they? Look at the screen. I want to play Jethro, Lolita, and Mrs. Miniver in that picture. Sharon.
Max Bear is Jethro on
That's
Beverly
right.
Hills.
Eric.
The title role, I don't know.
You don't know? How about you, Valerie?
All I can think of is Greer Garson.
The male star. And now you know who it was. Well, who was the animal now that you can't get any points?
No, I can. Walter Pigeon.
Yes. And you know what? Everybody will love you for it, but I can't give you any money for it. And the title role in the movie Lolita was Sue Lyon. Sue Lyon. Kosher delicatessens are big. Well, this will be good for you. You got kosher food. I'll give you 3 Yiddish words. Pick one. Tell me if it's an item you'll find in a kosher delicatessen. Look at the screen. I don't know about your geriatric home, but in a delicatessen, would you find knish, kibbutz, and matzo? Eric.
You wouldn't find a kibbutz.
No, you wouldn't. And Sharon?
You would find a knish.
That's right. Do you make them for your people?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. And Valerie, would you find matzah in a
Yes,
Jewish
you would.
Yes, you would. All 3 are right. All get $20 apiece. Now, let's take a look and see what the scores are at the end of the second round, because Eric's in first place. He'll have the advantage in the countdown round, and Valerie will be second, and Sharon will be third. It's exciting. It comes up right after this.
Next, be the coolest person on your block when you play along on Blockbusters. Then, they don't always match, but they sure have fun trying. Gene Rayburn hosts Match Game. Stay tuned.
If you have Medicare, listen up. The Medicare enrollment deadline is only weeks away.
Don't get stuck with a plan that's the wrong fit. Try the new Fit Score from Health Markets, your insurance marketplace. It instantly pairs you with plans that fit your insurance needs by comparing thousands of plans from nationwide companies to maximize your savings and get you the benefits you deserve.
And that's why I love Health Markets, your insurance marketplace. They search thousands of plans from leading insurance companies to find a plan that's right for you.
Call or visit Health Markets today for your free plan comparison. You could get a plan with no copays, no deductibles, or $0 monthly premiums. Get vision or dental coverage, including dentures, at no additional cost. Get plans with hearing aids, glasses, wellness visits, even gym memberships, all at no additional cost. Or find benefits you may not know exist, like home health aid support, or everything from vitamins all the way to diabetic supplies.
And they can find you a plan that lets you keep your doctors. I know that's important for me.
You can even find plans with new benefits that you may not know are available.
The right Medicare fit can make all the difference.
Switching to a new plan may help you save over $1,200 a year in out-of-pocket costs and more.
You may also qualify for special subsidies that lower your prescription drug costs.
Are you missing out? Don't get stuck in a plan that's the wrong fit all of next year. Compare your plan today with the new Health Markets Fit Score. And remember,
Health Markets doesn't just work for one insurance company. They work to help you, and they do it all for free.
Your insurance marketplace, Health Markets.
There may be Medicare benefits and savings you're missing out on. Only Health Markets has the free Fit Score. Call 800-583-1937 before the deadline. That's 800-583-1937.
Well, we've arrived at the countdown round. It's a very exciting round because it's a handicap race, and the edge goes to the person who has been leading at the end of the second round, and that's Eric, and Valerie second, Sharon third. What happens now is when they buzz in, the contestant can answer not only one but two and three parts of that question, and therefore could make quite a little bit of a comeback if they're trailing, or go out first if they're leading. And you have to count down to 0. Where do you count down from? Well, Eric, because you're in the lead, you have to come from 4 questions. You have to answer 4 to win. Valerie second, you have to answer 5. Sharon, you have to answer 6. But if you can grab that buzzer and win 3 in a row, you could make a race of it. So here we go. A chance to win the car is at stake. Just about everyone plays cards, but how observant are you when you play cards? Answer these questions about a standard deck of playing cards. Look at the screen. How many one-eyed jacks are there? How many one-eyed kings are there? How many one-eyed queens are there? Let's see how observant you are. Eric?
There are 2 one-eyed jacks.
There are 2 one-eyed jacks. That is correct. You may continue.
There are 3 one-eyed kings.
There are not 3 one-eyed kings. So, Sharon, you may continue.
There are 4 one-eyed kings.
No. Valerie?
There's 1 one-eyed king.
That's right. And how many one-eyed queens are there?
2.
No, none. It was a kind of a tricky question, but let's see where that happened now. Eric went down to 3, Valerie 4, Sharon still at 6. Now we'll get into something that you should be able to answer. Among the 3 major tourist attractions in Europe are 3 tiny countries surrounded by 2 or more big countries. Here are the facts about these 3 little countries. Look at the screen. One is the duchy between France, Belgium, and Germany, and one's a principality, and as you can see, and the other one is also a principality. How good are you on your principalities, Eric?
The duchy between France, Belgium, and Germany is Luxembourg.
You're right, continue.
Principality between Austria and Switzerland is Liechtenstein.
One more, and you've got another championship.
Principality between France and Spain is Andorra.
You've got yourself a championship. You lead your principality. Well, I must say that Eric certainly knew his duchies and principalities. How did you know them, Valerie?
I might have guessed Liechtenstein.
How about you, Sharon?
The last one.
The last one. Well, I guess the champion really deserved his win. He was bright, and he came through as a victor once again. He had to lead all the way through. And Valerie, who takes life in a very easy way, you can ease off with another $370. And Sharon, you just go ahead and get some extra food for your people at the geriatric home with $320.
Thank you.
Buy them a surprise for today, will you? And thank you so much for being with us on the show. Eric, you come with me. Another chance to win that automobile.
Welcome to our program. I'm Tony Noakes.
And I'm Dr. Wendy Walsh.
So, Wendy, I think it would be safe to say that the next product we will be discussing is one most every woman and many men are familiar with. For generations, talcum powder has been used in such popular products as baby powder and cosmetics by millions of women and men with no thought that its use could be harmful to their health.
Yeah, Tony, this is big news, and everybody needs to know about this. As you just said, most women and men aren't aware of any possible problem with a product like talcum powder. It's just baby powder, right? Well, the reality, though, is that for over 40 years, there have been suspicions that talcum powder could be related to the development of cancer in the reproductive system, and more recently, mesothelioma and asbestos-related lung cancer.
So have there been studies done to substantiate these claims? I mean, that seems almost unbelievable.
Oh, there certainly have. Studies on the causal link between talcum powder usage and ovarian cancer date all the way back to 1971, and more recent studies in 2013 published in Cancer Prevention Research. Now, further concerns regarding mesothelioma were raised as early as 1972 and later in 2014, when researchers indicated that testing revealed a popular brand of talcum powder may lead to the release of inhalable asbestos fibers, which may have caused the death of at least one woman. Now, with regard to the ovarian cancer risk, a Harvard researcher, Dr. Daniel Kramer, has estimated that as many as 10,000 women every year develop ovarian cancer as a result of the use of talcum powder. That is a huge number, since in the United States, it's projected that 1 in 70 women get ovarian cancer and that 14,000 people die of ovarian cancer annually.
So, Wendy, what do the researchers say is the cause of these devastating side effects?
According to research, the reason for the ovarian cancer risk is that talc particles actually migrate to the ovaries. And since the particles are slow to break down, they can remain intact in the ovaries for years. In the ovaries, these foreign particles create an inflammatory response, and this creates conditions which increase the likelihood of cancer growth. With mesothelioma, testing reveals asbestos fibers can actually be inhaled into the lungs from exposure to talcum powder, and this can cause a rare and deadly form of lung cancer.
With all this disturbing information, have there been lawsuits filed against the manufacturers?
Oh, there certainly have. Wait till you hear this. In November of 2017, a record $110 million verdict was upheld after being awarded to a woman whose ovarian cancer was linked to the use of Johnson & Johnson baby powder. And in 3 other separate 2016 court verdicts, Johnson & Johnson was ordered to pay a total of $225 million, finding that the women developed ovarian cancer after using Johnson & Johnson baby powder. Another verdict in April of 2018 awarded $117 million to a man who developed mesothelioma after inhaling asbestos dust generated from regular use of talcum powder. The juries ordered Johnson & Johnson to pay these damages over claims that they knew decades ago that its talc-based products could cause cancer, and they failed to warn consumers. To date, millions of dollars in verdicts have been awarded in talc-related lawsuits, and a number of other lawsuits are pending as a result of the links between ovarian cancer and mesothelioma caused by the use of talcum powder.
That is some really incredible information you've just given us. You know, I would never have thought that talcum powder could be so dangerous.
Me either.
Have you or a loved one been diagnosed with ovarian cancer after regular use of Johnson & Johnson baby powder? You may be entitled to compensation. A December 2018 Reuters news report states that from 1971 to the early 2000s, Johnson & Johnson was aware their raw talc and finished powders sometimes tested positive for small amounts of asbestos, but didn't disclose it to regulators or the public. Substantial verdicts have already been awarded because of Johnson & Johnson's failure to warn the public of this risk, including a $4.69 billion verdict in July of 2018 and 3 other verdicts totaling over $614 million. If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer after regular use of Johnson & Johnson baby powder for feminine hygiene purposes, you may be entitled to compensation. How do you fight for the compensation you deserve? You choose the right legal team that has the experience, support staff, and resources to get the most compensation for your injuries. Call now.
Well, Eric, you're a 3-day champion, and there's that car that you're going for. Sandy, tell us about it.
Yes, Eric, this could be yours. The sporty Pontiac Fiero GT, equipped with all of Fiero's standard features, like the fuel-injected V6 engine, cruise control, AM/FM stereo cassette player, plus pop-off sunroof and air conditioning.
Well, you know how we play the game. We have 5 screens, 5 split-second screens. Behind 3 of them, it says car. And behind the other 2, it says lovely fern. And you have 3 choices. You pick your 3 screens and hope that you pick the cars. Which screens do you choose today?
3, 4, 5.
3, 4, 5. Which one do you want to see first? Let's turn around number 3 and see if it says car, and are we on our way to winning one? It says car, so now we're on our way. Next screen.
4.
Number 4. He wants to go in a row. Let's take a look at number 4. What's back there? Number 4 says fur, and we don't get the car, but we do get the fur. And Sharon is going to come out and show you the fur that we're looking at for the first 3 days. And Sandy will describe it. Here's the fur.
Sharon is wearing an elegant white mink sweater with accents of blush mink and Italian knitted wool. The sleeves detached to convert it into a versatile vest. From Dicker & Dicker of Beverly Hills.
Well, Eric, let me give you your choice today. Today I'm going to up the ante a little bit, because if you want the fur and $2,000 in cash, as I up the ante again, you can take it and leave the show with the winnings that you had so far, about $1,475, plus $2,000 in cash, plus the fur. You can do that. Or you can say, no, I'm going to pass up the fur and the ante, keeping your money that you won in the game, and say, I'm going to come back tomorrow and try for the car. And if you're a 4-day winner, we will take down one of those fur signs and put up a 4th car sign, and the odds will be increased tremendously. What do you want to do?
I'll take the car. I'll go for the car.
He wants to go for the car, which means he's going to come back again tomorrow and try to be a 4-day winner. The odds will be in your favor if you are a champion again tomorrow. Let's see how well you do. Incidentally, we should turn around and see where the other positions were for the car. So turn around the rest of the screens and see that. Well, let me see. What did you choose today? What were your numbers? 3, 4, 5? Well, you did have 3 and 5, but the one in the middle was the one that caught you. It was 1, 3, and 5 on today's show. Tomorrow, we'll see how well you do when we add another car if you're the winner. Thank you, Eric. We'll see you on the next show. Thank you, Sharon. And I want to thank all of you folks for watching us on Split Second. I hope that you play the game with us every day and see how good you are answering our questions and test your mettle against our contestants. Thank you. We'll see you next time around. Bye-bye, everybody.
Is a Stephen Haydas Monty Hall production.
This is the battlefield for our game of speed and strategy. These are the letters that lead to victory on Blockbusters. And here's the star of Blockbusters, Bill Cullen.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello there. Thank you. Welcome to our place. Hi, Dan. Coach Steve Allen. Thank you. Oh, that's nice. Oh, Bob Hilton, you're getting that introduction down better and better all the time. You do a fine job, and I want you to come back again. Come back tomorrow, Bob. None of us will be here. You will be here, I hope. We're happy to have you here on Blockbusters. Have you met our family pair? I must introduce you. Our family pair. I don't know all of your names, so I'll just refer to you as you people. You people. I want you people to meet our family pair. They are Liz and Pat McCarthy. They have 72,000.